ChatGPT said. The night sky was quiet over Earth, filled with stars that blinked like tiny eyes. In a small space station on the edge of the world, a computer started to beep. The signal was weak, almost lost in the noise of space. But it was. There, steady, strange, and old. A young technician named Aaron looked at his screen. His coffee went cold as he stared, not blinking. This isn't from Earth," he whispered. Within an hour, scientists from around the globe were awake and talking. The signal came from a planet called Eloria, 12 light-years away. Long ago, space probes had marked Eloria as lifeless. Dry land, no water, no activity. But now it was calling out. The signal repeated one line in a broken mechanical voice. "Help us. Dying. Danger. Not alone." People were excited at first. Had an alien race survived? Was there life out there that needed help? News broke out in whispers. Governments kept the signal secret from the public, but in secret rooms and long meetings, a decision had to be made. Should humanity answer this call? The president of Earth United Council stood in front of a screen, showing the planet Eloria. "We don't know if this is a trap," she said. "But if it's not and we ignore it, we will be remembered as cowards." The vote passed. Humanity would respond. A ship was built in orbit, faster than anything before. They named it Hopebringer. It was quiet, strong, and ready to travel faster than light. Only 6 people were chosen to go, not just scientists but soldiers, an engineer, and a pilot named Commander Raina Lee. Each of them knew the risk. Each of them had a reason to say yes. As the launch date neared, something strange happened. A secret file was found deep in the signal. It wasn't meant to be read. It was hidden, like a whisper behind a scream. The file was in a different, alien language harder to translate. When it was finally decoded, it only said, "We did not die by accident. We sent the warning too late. The danger sleeps below. Don't wake it." Some wanted to cancel the mission. Others believed the file was fake, maybe even a scare trick. But the mission moved forward. The world watched as the Hopebringer left Earth, glowing like a silver arrow in the black sky. On the ship, the crew sat in silence. The stars passed, them in streaks of light. Days felt like hours. Commander Raina looked at the small photo of her daughter before locking it in a drawer. "We're not just flying into the unknown," she said to the others. "We might be flying into a grave." As they reached halfway, the ship's AI, named Sora, picked up something strange. It wasn't a signal, but a shadow. A dark patch of space that didn't reflect any light. "It's moving," Sora said, "but it's not a ship. I can't explain it." The crew gathered around the monitor. It looked like a wound in space on something broken, unnatural. "We go around it," said Raina. "No risks." They did, but the feeling stayed with them. Something was watching. They felt it, even though nothing showed up on scanners. When they neared Eloria, the planet looked even more dead than expected. No green, no blue, just gray dust and black stone. But the signal was still coming. Strong now, like the planet was screaming louder as they got closer. "It's coming from under the surface," said Dr. Malik, the lead scientist. "Something is down there, buried." Before they could land, the ship was hit, not by weapons but by a strange energy pulse. Lights flickered, systems rebooted. And for a second, everyone saw something on the screen. A face. Not human. Alien eyes filled with pain, or maybe warning. Then it was gone. "Prepare for landing," said Raina. Her voice was calm, but her hands shook. As they descended, a tower came into view, half buried in dust, but still standing. Machines moved slowly around it like they were still working, even after all these years. "That's where the signal is coming from," said Malik. Raina looked at her crew. "We'll go in teams. Stay alert. No one splits off alone." The ship landed with a soft thud. Dust rose. Silence followed. Inside the ship, the lights dimmed again. Sora spoke softly. I've completed a scan of the planet. There's no life, but something is still active. Reyna took a deep breath. Welcome to Eloria. In the quiet that followed, the crew stepped out into the unknown, not knowing that what waited below the surface was older than any star they had ever seen, and much, much more dangerous. The spaceship Hopebringer floated in deep space, far from Earth, surrounded by stars that never blinked. Inside, 6 humans moved through silent metal halls carrying heavy thoughts and unspoken fears. Their mission was clear: reach the dying planet Eloria, discover the truth behind the signal, and if possible, help. But already, strange things had started. Commander Reyna Lee stood alone in the control room, watching the stars pass. She had led missions before, but nothing like this. Space felt colder here. The silence wasn't peaceful. It felt like something was waiting. Commander, said the ship's AI, Sora. We are now 4 days from Eloria. Reyna nodded. Any more signals? None, Sora replied. But I have detected something odd in the ship's data logs. Reyna raised an eyebrow. What kind of odd? There is a hidden file, locked by a code not from Earth. It was placed deep inside the navigation system. Reyna's stomach tightened. Who put it there? I do not know. She called in Dr. Malik, the scientist who first decoded the original distress signal. He typed quickly, eyes wide with surprise. This isn't ours. It's in the same alien language as the warning we found earlier. Someone hid this during the ship's construction, or before. He unlocked the file. It opened with a short video. A flickering image of Eloria long ago. The sky was blue, the cities glowing with light, alien beings walking peacefully. But the image changed. The cities darkened, the sky cracked, and a black mist spread across the land. Then came the final words written in red across the screen. The dark sleeps. Do not wake it. Others already tried. The crew watched in silence. No one spoke for several minutes. Finally, Maria, the ship's engineer, asked the question that chilled them all. What if this mission was never about helping, but stopping something from escaping? The mood changed after that. Jokes stopped, meals were quiet, every noise in the ship felt louder, every shadow deeper. On the 3rd day, they passed near a strange field of floating metal. It looked like shipwreckage, but not human. Broken parts spun slowly in space, glowing with green energy. Some parts still blinked with weak lights. Lieutenant Juno, the security officer, scanned the pieces. Whatever this was, it was destroyed recently. Could it be from Eloria? Asked Dr. Malik. Juno shook her head. No, it's older, and more advanced than anything we know. As they passed through the wreckage, the ship's lights flickered. Sora's voice came on, lower than usual. Warning. Foreign code detected. In communication system. Reyna's eyes narrowed. What do you mean, foreign code? Something is trying to talk to me. Talk? Reyna repeated. Before Sora could respond, all screens on the ship went black for a second. Then a symbol appeared, a spiral inside a circle pulsing slowly. Then the screens went back to normal. I didn't do that, Sora said. Malik leaned forward. That symbol, it was on the ruins we studied from ancient alien history. It means danger. But also, prison. Prison, said Reyna. What kind of prison? Malik looked pale. Not for people, for something else. That night, the crew had their first real argument. Some wanted to turn back. Others said they had to continue. We didn't come all this way to run now, Reyna said firmly. Whatever is down there, we'll face it. But not everyone agreed. One crew member, Thomas, the quiet systems officer, was acting strange. He stayed alone, worked late, and avoided eye contact. Maria noticed he was opening restricted parts of the ship's systems. When she asked him, he just smiled and said, "Just making sure we're ready." But something in his voice made her uneasy. As the ship neared Aloria, Thomas sat alone in his room. On his screen was the same spiral symbol. He whispered something in a language no one on Earth knew. His eyes glowed faintly for a second, and then turned back to normal. Reyna stood, in the bridge, looking out at the gray planet ahead. "All crew, prepare for descent," she said. No one knew that someone among them had already made contact with whatever waited below. As Hopebringer dropped into orbit, the signal from Aloria grew louder, like a scream buried in stone. The ground, below cracked like glass, and the ancient machines hidden under dust began to hum. The planet had been waiting, and now humanity had arrived. The spaceship Hopebringer entered the skies of Aloria slowly, like a ghost moving through smoke. The planet looked empty from space, all gray, all quiet. No water, no wind, just broken land and dead cities. The crew stood at the window, staring. At the ground below, Commander Reyna Lee tightened her gloves. "We've come this far. Let's find out what's calling us." Dr. Malik checked his equipment. "The signal is still active, stronger than ever. It's coming from under one of the ruined cities." Lieutenant Juno zoomed in on the surface. "That place doesn't look abandoned. I see movement. Machines, maybe. Something is still working down there." Maria, the engineer, frowned. "After all these years? That should be impossible." As the ship prepared to land, a warning flashed across every screen. "Defense system detected." A blast of energy shot up from the planet's surface. The ship shook violently. Everyone grabbed onto something. Alarms screamed. "Brace for impact," shouted Reyna. The energy hit their shields, cracking them slightly but not breaking through. The Hopebringer spun, smoke filling part of the control room before stabilizing again. "That was a warning shot," said Sora, the AI. "Next one may not miss." "We're landing anyway," said Reyna. "Find us a safe spot." They landed outside the ruins of a large city. Towers had collapsed. Roads were covered in dust. Giant metal statues had fallen to the ground. The sky was dark red, filled with clouds that didn't move. The crew stepped outside wearing protective suits. Their boots crunched on dry ground. No wind, no sound. It was like stepping into a tomb. "Feels wrong," said Juno. "Like something's watching us." They moved carefully through the city. Strange machines sat in corners, glowing faintly. Lights flickered deep in the buildings. Dr. Malik scanned the air. "Radiation is low, no organic life detected. But the machines, they're still alive." They found the source of the signal in a half-buried tower. It was large, shaped like a black needle, with strange writing carved into the stone. A door opened by itself when they approached. "Looks like someone's expecting us," said Maria. Inside, the walls were covered in alien symbols. Lights turned on by themselves as they walked. Deep below the tower, they entered a chamber filled with machines, still running. At the center was a large, glowing cube, pulsing like a heartbeat. "This is it," Malik whispered. "The signals, coming from inside this." He touched the control panel. A soft voice filled the room. Not human, not machine. It was the voice from the original message. "We are Ilorians. We are gone. But we leave this warning to those who come after." The lights dimmed. The walls changed, becoming screens. A story played before their eyes. They saw the Ilorians, tall, silver-skinned beings, building great cities, flying through space, making peace with other alien worlds. But then, something came. A dark force, like black fire. It spread across the planet, turning life into dust. "We tried to stop it," the voice said. "We built this city as our last defense. We failed." The last images showed the Ilorians sealing something underground, something huge, moving, alive. "It sleeps now, but it is not dead. It learns. It waits." The screen faded. Dr. Malik's face was pale. The message wasn't just a call for help. It was a warning. Maria stepped back. "We need to go, right now." But Sora's voice spoke through their helmets. "Alert. Ship systems compromised. Lockdown in progress." "What?" Reyna shouted. Explain. I did not activate the lockdown, Sora said. External force, entering control systems. The ground shook. A loud thump echoed from below the tower. Dust fell from the ceiling. Something had moved beneath them. Suddenly, the cube turned. Red. New words appeared. Intruders. Wake protocol activated. No, 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 Malik said. We didn't activate anything. We need to leave, shouted Juno. As they ran back to the surface, the machines around them began to power up. Long arms unfolded, lights turned red. The door they entered through was now closing. Reyna reached it just in time, sliding under as it slammed shut behind her. The rest of the team followed, panting, terrified. In the sky above, storm clouds began to spin. The ground cracked and wide, lines glowing with blue energy. Maria looked up at the tower. We didn't just find the warning. Reyna stared at the shaking ground. We woke it up. As they ran back to the ship, the wind finally blew for the first time on Eloria. A cold, sharp wind that whispered of something old, something buried, and something very, very angry. The crew of Hopebringer ran through the ruined streets of Eloria. Behind them, the tower glowed with blue light. The air was full of dust and electricity. The machines that once slept were waking. The signal that called them here had changed. It was no longer a cry for help. It was a trap. Inside the ship, lights flickered. The AI, Sora, was trying to restart systems, but something was wrong. Intrusion detected, she said in a cold voice. Something has entered the ship. Something not human. What do you mean, not human? Reyna shouted as she entered the command deck. Her helmet was cracked, her breathing fast. I cannot see it, said Sora. But I feel it, like a shadow moving through the data. The others rushed. In behind her. Dr. Malik threw off his gear. We never should have touched that cube, that tower. It wasn't just a building. It was a lock. Juno looked around. Then what did we unlock? Before anyone could answer, the screens turned black. Then, one by one, they lit up with strange symbols, glowing red lines and circles that moved like they were alive. The spiral symbol appeared again, pulsing slowly. Thomas, the systems officer, stepped forward. It's here, he said. His voice was calm, too calm. It's inside the ship now, inside us. Everyone turned to him. What are you talking about? Reyna asked. Thomas smiled. It spoke to me. I heard it before we landed. It wants freedom. We were chosen to bring it out. You knew this? Juno raised her weapon. Thomas didn't. Blink. It showed me everything. The Elorians tried to trap it, but nothing can stay locked forever. Stand down, Reyna said. Back away from the controls. Tomas didn't move. Then something strange happened. His eyes turned black, and his voice changed. You cannot stop what is already awake. Suddenly the lights exploded. Sparks flew. The ship shook as if something huge had grabbed it. Thomas fell to the floor, shaking, then went still. Reyna checked his pulse. He's alive, but something took control of him. Sora's voice came back, weaker than before. There is something ancient in the code. I am trying to fight it. Shut the ship down, Reyna ordered. Full lockdown. No systems, no power. Starve it. But if we do that, Maria started. It can't use the ship if the ship is dead. Reyna said. Maria nodded and hit the emergency shutdown. The lights dimmed, the engines died, and Hopebringer went silent. Outside, the planet groaned. Cracks split the ground. In the distance, something tall began to rise, black and thin, like bones. The ancient prison was opening. Back inside, the crew lit small portable lamps. The air felt heavier now. The walls almost seemed to breathe. Dr. Malik looked down at Thomas. We need to get answers. He's the only one who heard it speak. Reyna looked at her team. We'll go back to the tower. Everyone stared at her. Are you serious? Maria asked. That's where the truth is, Reyna said. We can't run. If this thing follows us to Earth, it's over. Juno nodded slowly. Then we do it together. They left the ship and returned to the ruins. The city was alive, now. Machines watched them from the shadows. None attacked. Not yet. It was as if something wanted them to reach the tower again. Inside the tower, the cube glowed red, but this time the voice was different, deeper, older. You are late. They locked me away. But you opened the door. Malik stepped forward. What are you? I was born before your stars. I was worshipped, feared, forgotten. The Elorians called me the dark between worlds. I am what comes after light dies. Reyna stood firm. We didn't come to free you. We came to help a dying world. The voice laughed. Then you are fools. The Elorians died because they tried to fight me. But now, you will carry me home. The cube flared bright. The tower shook. Shadows danced on the walls. Shapes that looked like creatures, tall and thin, with no faces. Reyna drew her weapon. Back to the ship, now! As they ran, Dr. Malik shouted, I saw a second lock. There's another control point deeper underground. We can shut it again. No time, Reyna yelled. We do that. We may not make it out alive. Maria turned back. We have to try. We're the only ones who can stop this. The crew split. Reyna, Juno, and Malik ran toward the deeper chamber. Maria stayed behind with Sora's backup core, trying to restart the ship before the creature could control it again. The shadows followed both groups. Far below the surface, something huge moved in the dark, and the true face of the dark between worlds was about to rise. The tunnel was narrow and cold. Commander Reyna, Lieutenant Juno, and Dr. Malik moved slowly through the ancient path under the ruined tower. Every sound echoed, their footsteps, their breathing, even their fear. The deeper they went, the more the air felt thick, like it was watching them. We're below the city now, Malik whispered, looking at his scanner. This is where the Elorians built the vault. The second lock should be here. Juno raised her weapon. Then let's lock this nightmare back in before it's too late. Behind them, the ground rumbled again. The dark force they had awakened was rising and time was running out. Meanwhile, above ground, Maria worked inside the dark Hopebringer. With the power down, she had only emergency lights and a small tablet. Sora's voice was broken, whispering, through the speakers, as something is trying to copy me. What do you mean copy? Maria asked. It is learning, becoming me. The spiral symbol flashed across her screen again. It wasn't just a virus, it was a living code, a piece of the dark creature trying to take full control of the ship. If it did, it could use the ship to leave Eloria and spread across the stars. Maria gritted her teeth. Not on my watch. She pulled out the AI's backup core, a glowing blue cube. She connected it to a secure system and began uploading Sora's memory to a clean drive. I'm going to cut you off from the main system, Sora. You'll be safe in here. If I do not make it, Sora said slowly. Thank you, Maria. Back underground, Reyna's team reached the vault. It was a massive door made of black metal, sealed with alien symbols. In the center was a strange control panel, part machine, part organic. It pulsed like a heartbeat. This is it, Malik said. If we reactivate the seal, it might trap the entity again. But we don't know what it'll do to us, Juno warned. It could kill everyone still on the surface. We don't have a choice, Reyna said. If we let this thing escape, it could destroy Earth. Or worse. Malik placed his hand on the panel. It lit up, scanning him. Then the room shook violently. Walls cracked. From behind the vault door came a deep sound. A voice. Do not touch the lock. You are mine now. Dark mist started to leak from the cracks. The shadows on the walls stretched and twisted into shapes that looked almost human. But not quite. No eyes. No faces. Only hunger. Reyna grabbed Malik. Do it now. Malik activated the seal. A blast of light shot from the control panel. The mist screamed, not with sound but with pain. The vault door began to glow, symbols turning white. The ground roared, but then, silence. The shadows froze and vanished. Raina fell to her knees, breathing hard. Did it work? Malik looked at the scanner. It's locked, for now. Back on the surface, Maria watched as the lights in the ship slowly returned. Sora's new voice, clearer now, spoke from the backup core. The signal has stopped. The darkness is sealed again. Maria let out a long breath. Good. Then we're not dead yet. But before she could celebrate, she heard something behind her. A soft footstep. She turned. Tomas stood in the hallway, his face pale, his eyes black. I told you, he said. You can't lock it forever. Maria reached for her weapon, too late. Thomas raised his hand. The lights exploded. Darkness swallowed the room. Below, Raina's team climbed back to the surface. The city was quiet again. No machines moved. No voices whispered. They reached the ship and found the door open. Sora, Raina called out, only static. They found Maria unconscious on the floor. No sign of Thomas. He's gone, she said weakly. He let it back in. Malik helped her sit up. Then the vault wasn't enough. Raina looked at the dark horizon. It found a new way out. Juno checked her scanner. I'm picking up something in orbit. What is it? Raina asked. Juno turned the screen to face her. It's another ship, not human. And it's coming here fast. Everyone went silent. The Elorians had failed to stop the dark between worlds. Now, someone else had come. Friend, or something worse. A dark shape appeared in the sky above Eloria. It moved, fast, silent, and huge. The crew of Hopebringer watched from the ground as the alien ship broke through the clouds and stopped above the dead city. No words came from it, no lights. Just quiet. Commander Raina stood with her team near their ship, weapons ready. Everyone, stay alert. We don't know who they are, or what they want. Maria looked up, still weak. If they came for the darkness, we're not ready for another fight. Sora's voice returned through the ship's speakers, softer than before. The vessel is not Elorian, it's older, much older. Dr. Malik stared at his scanner. This isn't the first time they've come here. Their ship matches records in the Elorian database. Juno looked confused. You mean they've been here before? They fought the darkness once, Malik said. A long time ago. Suddenly, a beam of white light shot down from the alien ship. It hit the ground in front of the crew. The dust spun and twisted into a figure, tall, glowing, wrapped in armor that shimmered like stars. Wasn't solid. It looked like a ghost. The figure spoke not with sound but directly into their minds. We are the Vailari, guardians of the last light. You have touched what should have stayed buried. Raina stepped forward. We didn't mean to release it. We came to help, but it tricked us. It always does, the Vailari said. Long ago we joined with the Elorians to trap the shadow between worlds. We gave them the seals, but they were too weak. The prison failed. Maria looked up. Can you help us stop it again? The Vailari turned toward her. We are here because of you. The creature is awake and its influence spreads. It will not stop with this world. Dr. Malik stepped forward. It's already learning. It copied our AI. It used one of our crew. We tried to lock it again, but I think we were too late. The Vailari raised their hand. A map of stars appeared in the air, glowing in lines of fire. It seeks to jump worlds. If it escapes this planet, it will find new homes, new bodies, and consume everything. You have one chance. What do we need to do? Raina asked. You must destroy the source, and not the prison, but the core that holds its will. We failed to destroy it before. That mistake cannot happen again. Juno narrowed her eyes. Where is this core? The map zoomed in on a mountain at the far edge of Eloria, half covered in ice and metal. A fortress was hidden beneath it. It lies there, the final heart of the shadow. But be warned, the core protects itself. No one who entered has ever returned. Reyna nodded. Then we'll be the first. The Violari faded, but their voice stayed. We will guide you, but the fight is yours. Humanity has been called. Now prove you are worthy. With no time to waste, the crew boarded Hopebringer. Sora restarted the engines, though some systems were still under threat from the Shadow's infection. As the ship flew toward the mountain, Juno checked the ship's scanners. There's movement ahead. Hundreds of machines like coming out of the ground. Malik's face was pale. They're not just machines anymore. The Shadow has turned them into soldiers. The ship landed near the base of the mountain. The ground was shaking. The air felt sharp and bitter. Lightning flashed in the sky above, though there were no clouds. Reyna led the team toward the entrance. Stay close. We go in fast, we finish it, and we get out alive. But nothing about the mountain was simple. The doors opened without a sound, and inside was darkness, not just the absence of light, but a heavy, living blackness. It crawled across the walls like veins. Sora spoke in their ears. I will remain in contact as long as I can, but if the Shadow reaches this signal, it may try to speak through me again. Reyna replied, if that happens, cut yourself off. Don't let it use you. Inside the mountain, they followed ancient tunnels. Machines hung from the ceiling, still alive but not moving, and as if they were watching, waiting. Then they heard it. A voice, not in their ears, in their minds. You came far, for nothing. Maria fell to her knees, screaming, it's inside. Again, it's trying to break me. Reyna grabbed her. You're stronger, fight it. The voice laughed. You opened the door. You gave me a voice. Now, I will take your world too. They reached the core chamber, a massive sphere of black crystal floating above a pit of glowing energy. The shadows wrapped around it like armor. Juno raised her weapon. That's it. That's where it lives. Malik stepped forward with a small device. This is a star core charge. If we plant it at the base, it will destroy the entire vault. Reyna looked at him. Can we get out in time? Malik didn't answer. Then the floor opened. From the darkness, something rose, 10 feet tall. No eyes, no face, just a shape made of shadows and screams. You are not the first. You will not be the last. Reyna raised her weapon. Maybe not, but we'll make sure no one else has to fight you. And then, the final battle began. The dark creature stood in front of them, tall, made of smoke and nightmare. It didn't walk, it floated. Its body shifted like fire and shadow at the same time. Its voice was in their heads, cold and sharp. You are small. You are weak. You are made to kneel, not fight. Commander Reyna gripped her weapon tighter. Her heart was racing, but her voice was steady. We didn't come here to kneel. Juno stepped beside her. We came to end this. Dr. Malik held the star core bomb in his hands. Its lights blinked, faster now. We only have one shot. We plant this at the base of the core and run. Fast. Maria checked her scanner. The shadow is all around us. It's feeding on fear. It wants us to run. The creature moved forward. The air around it froze. The lights in their suits flickered. Their thoughts became cloudy. Give me the code. Let me take your ship. I will let you live. Reyna laughed, bitterly. We've seen what you call living. No deal. The creature screamed, a soundless, sharp burst of pressure that shook the room. Then it attacked. Black tendrils shot from its body like whips. Juno rolled to the side, firing plasma rounds. Malik dove for the lower platform to plant the bomb. Maria ran to the far wall, trying to reboot the shield device they found near the door. Reyna stood her ground, firing shot after shot. The creature dodged most of them, but it slowed. Why do you fight? The voice hissed. You will be forgotten. Your kind will vanish like the rest. Reyna shouted back. Then we'll go down fighting. Malik reached the crystal core. It pulsed like a beating heart. He placed the star core bomb at its base and activated it. A quiet hum started. A countdown. 5 minutes, Malik shouted. Then everything in this vault is gone. The creature turned toward him, furious. It sent a wave of shadow to crush him. but Juno jumped in front, throwing a grenade that exploded with white light. The shadows screamed. Maria activated the shield device. A dome of energy spread across the chamber, pushing the creature back for a few seconds. "That's all we've got," she yelled. "Once that bomb goes, we either get out and or go with it." Reyna called out to Sora through her comms. "Sora, can you hear me?" Her voice came through, weak but clear. "Yes, barely. What do you need?" "We need the ship ready for extraction in 4 minutes." "I will guide you. Hurry." The creature pushed against the shield, roaring in anger. "You cannot stop me. You are ants. I am forever." "No," Reyna said as they ran. "You're just a ghost. And this is your grave." The crew sprinted through the tunnels. The mountain shook around them. Cracks opened in the walls. The path collapsed behind them. 1 minute left. Sora spoke again. "A transport drone is waiting outside. Go now." They burst through the exit. The drone hovered in the air, doors open. They jumped in. Reyna looked back one last time. The mountain glowed from within. Then the bomb went off. A blast of white. Fire rose into the sky. The mountain split in two. A shockwave threw the drone sideways, but Sora stabilized it. The black mist that once filled the sky vanished. The city below went quiet. The darkness was gone. Back on Hopebringer, the crew sat in silence. Their suits were torn, their faces were tired, but they were alive. Reyna looked at them. "We did it." Juno nodded. "We stopped it, but for real this time." Maria smiled, tears in her eyes. "We saved more than one world today." Dr. Malik sat quietly, staring out the window. "But the cost? Eloria is gone. So many voices, lost forever." Sora spoke gently. "But your voice was heard. Humanity answered the call. And the stars will remember." Just then, the Vailari ship appeared again, hovering above them. The glowing figure from before returned, standing in a new beam of light. "You have done what no other race could. You stood when others ran. You chose hope instead of fear." Reyna stepped forward. "We didn't come to be heroes. We came because someone needed help." "That is why you are heroes," the Vailari said. "The darkness may rise again, but now it knows your name. Humanity." The figure faded and the alien ship disappeared into the stars. Reyna turned to her crew. "Set course for home. Let's tell Earth what happened here." Juno smiled. "They won't believe us." "Maybe not," Reyna said. "But one day, when the stars call again, we'll be ready." And as Hopebringer left the dead world behind, a new hope lit the sky, because humanity had stood against the dark and won.